Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Welcome. Our Ecstatic Yoga practice today is going to be a floor practice. We're going to put a focus on backbends, which are going to activate the prana vayu or pran vayu. Not all the vayus, but the specific vayu that is connected to our heart. It is an energizing vayu. And it also invites the energy to go inward. So although this is a little bit of an energizing practice, it's also an invitation to go inward and bring the energy inward. So we're activating energy so that we can receive this energy. We can fill up our cup with energy. So it's going to be a little more activating, but it's not yin because we're going to be working a little bit harder than yin. I'm so happy you're here. We're going to begin. Find a nice, comfortable position or a seated position. I think I might actually start in hero today for our. So taking this moment to connect with yourself. Find this time to connect. Let's see if it's a little bit more that way. There we go. Connecting with your own being, finding that breath, and dropping that breath down to the lower belly. See if you can breathe into that lower belly and just taking a few of those mindful breaths, simple breath awareness. You sit with yourself for a few moments and take the attention inward. And scanning the body, beginning with the physical body, noticing where your physical body is today in this moment in time. And the energy body, the prana. We're working on the prana this week, focusing on the pranamaya kosha and the breath, pranayama. Noticing your energy. Diving inward. Noticing the inner aliveness. And taking this moment to set an intention for yourself, something that you'd like to create in your life. We are creators. We're always creating. And the invitation is to consciously create, to very consciously create something that we'd like to experience. It can be a relationship, it can be a emotion we're always at the end of the day wanting to experience an emotion, whether it's a thing. But get really clear. Maybe we want to develop our intuition. Maybe we want to have a fitness goal. There's so many things that we can create. So using some mental rehearsals, seeing ourselves already having this desire and bringing all those same emotions, feel into and experience those emotions that you'll experience as you are in this desire fully manifest. And I invite you to take a few breaths, a few moments to really feel into this and see yourself in that scene. And releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Always want to open it up to the higher mind. Maybe our minds can't conceive of something that's even better. Often things work out not as we planned, but even better because we can't always see all the possibilities that are available, and sometimes there's a better possibility. So beautiful job. I'm going to move out of hero for a moment and come down to seated position. And we're going to just warm up a little bit, making some circles around the pelvis and breathing and noticing the sensations, enjoying those sensations and keeping that breath flowing. We're still on week 2. The focus is the breath. Of course, we're working on satya, truthfulness, and being true with our own thoughts. That's my hardest thing is I tell myself things that aren't true sometimes. I'm not good enough. I've made a mistake, messed things up. And often those are disempowering conversations that I can have with myself, and they're often not true. A lot of times the voice in our heads, I know the voice in my head can be a very harsh critic, and it often lies. It's not aligned with the truth. They don't like me, or I'm not good enough. These things are those true? Is any human being ever not good enough? We are such extraordinary beings. We're miracles beyond measure. And let's do a gentle twist. So we're going to take the right hand to the left knee. You can take the left hand behind the buttocks. Just find a nice gentle twist. Moving to the other side. Just opening up the body. And releasing. Let's bring those feet together. Move into our butterfly, Baddha Konasana. You flap those butterfly wings, warming up the body a little bit, warming up those hips, those legs. And we can slow those legs down, maybe even rock back and forth a little. And coming back to center, let's bring those knees as close to the earth as you can as you wrap the hands around the feet and inhale and lengthen the spine. See how tall you can get. Nice deep inhale here and exhale, hinging forward. Opening up those hips a little bit more. And breathe. And then coming back. Beautiful job. And we're going to get into a table pose. Knees are right under the hips, and the wrists and shoulders are aligned in our table pose. We're going to move into some cat-cow. Inhaling as you move into cow, moving into that arching of the back, extension of the spine, and then as you exhale, moving into your cat, rounding that back, tucking the tailbone under, and dropping the head to look into the thighs and the belly. And moving back and forth, finding your pace. And noticing the sensations, using that breath, inhaling into your cow, extension, and exhaling in cat, flexion. Knowing as you move through this practice, you can always take a break at any time if you need to, come to seated or savasana pose. If you ever move into pain, you always back off. Yoga is not about pain or forcing. It's about allowing the body to gently open. Beginning to add some spontaneous movements when you're in your cat. You can bring those hips back. Make some movements, circle back and forth, and enjoying the sensations in the movements. Keeping that breath flowing, energy moving, adding a little variation. Nice deep flowing breaths. And I'm going to invite you next time you come into your cat, moving into cat, and bringing those hips back. And let's open the knees a little, and we're going to come all the way back down into our child's pose. And on the next inhale, we're going to come all the way up, sliding those hands forward, dropping those hips down to the earth, moving into a nice up dog. So we're moving into a back bend and extension of the spine in a nice little up dog and flow. Exhaling back to your child's pose and finding your own rhythm, finding your own flow. And noticing as we move into that up dog, as you move into your back bend, that heart is open. We're activating that prana vayu. You just notice as you come into your up dog, noticing the open heart, the open chest, and allowing that prana vayu energy. Heart is open, it's energizing, and the energy is coming inward, in towards the self. And if you want to use the breath as we're exhaling, we can actually manipulate the breath a little and make the exhale, we make that the exhale at a 4 count and the inhale at a 6 count, and a pause at the top of the inhale. Create a little bit of activation, maybe a 2-second pause. And then we can flow, exhaling in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pause. 2, exhaling 2, 3, and 4. Inhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pausing for 2. We're going to extend it, exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and inhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 2, and exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And continuing on your own. Inhaling on 8 with a slight pause, maybe 2 seconds, and then exhaling for 6. So we activate this breath to energize. By extending that inhale just a little longer. Bringing in, filling up. And one more time, and finishing up in your child's pose. And we'll relax in child's pose a few breaths. Back into your child's pose. And allow that energy to come inward, activating that prana energy, that prana vayu, allowing that energy to move into your being, in through your heart. And coming up onto the knees. We're going to move into the camel back bend. So the knees are right under the hips. Come up. And the first thing we do with our camel is we tuck that tailbone under to really open up these vertebrae. Bringing the hands to the small of the back, we're going to open up the chest, lift the heart, and come into a gentle back bend. And this may be your camel pose. This may be where you want to be today. If you want to go a little deeper, you can come down to the heels. You can also bring the toes up, bring the floor up, the ground up, and bring those hands down to the heels. I really love this variation for myself because I'm really able to keep those hips right over the knees. And if you want to come all the way down to your heels, your feet flat on the earth, you can do that too. Keeping the head in alignment with the spine. Don't let it drop down. And breathe. Heart is open. And one more breath here. And coming up. Beautiful jaw. We'll move into a table pose again. Bringing those hands under the wrists, under the shoulders. Knees are lined up with the hips. And we're going to move into a little bit of do a little hip opening. Take that. Let's bring that left foot up. We'll move into a little bit of lunge rocks for a moment as you open that front hip, lunging forward and lunging back. Nice stretch on the back legs, the back. You can flex and extend that foot, keeping the breath flowing. Bring back to center. And let's bring both hands in to the right of that left foot. Move into a blaster pose, and we can bring those forearms down if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more. Feel that hip opening. And breathe. And one more breath here. And gently come up. We move into pigeon as we bend that front knee. Again, working those hips. Take that back leg back a little bit to open up this right hip. And see if you can balance up. So you're not going to roll down on that left side. You're going to balance up using your strength of your arms and your muscles coming up as that beautiful pigeon pose. And then if you'd like to come all the way down onto the forearms. And a couple breaths here. And on your next inhale coming up, bringing that left leg back. And we're going to move to the other side. So we're going to take the right leg up. And we're going to lunge forward. Feel that nice hip opener. On the left side, sinking those left hips down and lunging back. You feel a nice stretch on the back leg muscles. And breathe. Flex and extend that front foot. And moving back and forth at your own pace, your own rhythm. Enjoying the sensations in the body as you open and move. Stretch. Exhaling the way back, inhaling forward. And coming back to center, we're going to bring both hands to the left of the right foot. And you can come down to your forearms. Notice that nice hip opening on the right side. And blaster pose. And one more breath here. And coming up. And we're going to move into our pigeon on this side. So we're going to take that right leg, bend the knee, bring it forward between the hands. Take that left leg, that back leg, and scoot it back. And balancing up. Remembering we're not going to fall down on that right side. We're going to balance up and taking a breath here. And then coming down to the forearms if you can. And one more breath here. On your next inhale, coming up. Bringing both legs back. And let's move into child's pose for just a breath or two. And then coming up, and we're going to come all the way on to our belly. Lowering down onto our belly. And taking a moment to just take a breath. Can be that sponge and absorb the energy from the earth. The earth has everything we need, all the nutrients, all the information, all the vitality we'll ever need is locked in, contained, and freely available in the earth. So we'll just soak up anything our bodies may need. And then coming up, and let's bring both hands in front of us. Let's see, I'm gonna put my mat in. And we're going to do a little opposite work. We're going to be working the right left brain. And we're going to lift the left arm up and the left arm up while we take the right leg up. And feel that and push, extending them out away from the body. And breathe. One more breath. And releasing on the exhale. We move to the other side, lifting that right arm up and left leg. One more breath. And releasing on the exhale. Beautiful job. You can rest the head to one side for a couple breaths. We're going to be working a few belly down back bends. We're going to begin with the baby cobra. We're going to be activating the prana vayu, this energy that is in the heart that goes inward, because back bends are heart opening poses. We're opening up the heart. We're opening up this whole front area here. The shoulders are back and the heart is up and open. So activating that. So the hands, there's very little weight in the hands. They're just here to stabilize. It's not up dog where we're pushing ourselves up. We're going to be using those back muscles. And so in baby cobra, on the next inhale, you're going to feel that pelvis, the tops of the legs pressing into the earth, and we're going to lift that back up just slightly. Using the back muscles, not the arms. Elbows are in, shoulders are back. Head and heart are up and open, and engage those bandhas and breathe. And one more breath. And releasing down. Good job. This time we're going to move up. We're going to inhale and we're going to come up into a little bit higher cobra. Lifting and seeing if you can get that navel off the earth. And you can either bring the hands down. Why don't we move into Sphinx? That's the gentle back bend. It's feeling right today. So the forearms are on the earth, the hands palms down, and we're coming up into Sphinx. Gentle back bend. Feel that heart opening and breathe. And on the next exhale, coming all the way down. Taking a breath here. And bringing those arms out alongside the body. Going to move into our bird or our plane pose. So we're going to set that foundation, pressing the pelvis, the quadriceps, the front of the thighs, the tops of the feet are all connected to the earth. Feel that nice grounding. And as we inhale, we're going to lift. We're going to keep just that pelvis rooted into the earth and lift the arms and the legs in our bird. Feel that gentle back bend, that heart opening, activating that prana vayu, that prana life force energy. We're working in the pranamaya kosha, and breathe. And one more nice deep breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. And the next asana we're going to do, it's a little bit more advanced. We're going to bend those legs. So see if this is in your practice or not. Bend the knees and grabbing onto your ankles from the outside of your leg. And exhaling completely. And on the next inhale, we're going to come up, finding that pelvis rooted on the earth. Everything else comes up. And breathe. Heart is open. And one more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Resting, turning the head to one side or the other. And receiving that inward flow of energy, that inward prana energy as we activate the heart, filling our cup up and absorbing the earth energy. We're going to come up onto one side, feeling this energy, a little bit of a side flow. Take that left leg, this right top leg up. Seeing if you can even touch it. And if not, that's okay. And releasing it down. We're going to move to the other side. Feeling that energy as you shift, lifting top leg up. If you can grab the foot, great. If not, that's okay. And bringing that leg down. And then laying down onto your back. As we get down onto our back, let's bring those knees into the chest. Nice little counter pose for that series of belly down back bends. Releasing and relaxing that lower back. Let's lift those legs up. Flex and extend the feet. If you want to move into your half shoulder stand, lifting those hips. Bringing the feet so they're right above the head. Enjoying this inversion, little vacation for the veins when we move into half shoulder stand. And then if plow's in your practice, hinging forward into plow. I like to keep those legs parallel to the earth to protect this lower back. And as we come down, curling up into a little ball, bring the hands down to the earth, and one vertebrae at a time, gently coming down. And extending those legs out. And we're going to move into our fish, Matsyasana. It's a nice, gentle back bend. And this back bend is going to be concentrated here on the upper back. So it'll be your upper thoracic vertebrae. So we're going to have the hands palms down on the earth. And we're going to bring the hands under the buttocks. And the arms are going to snuggle right up close to the body. And on the next inhale, you're going to press into those elbows and forearms as you lift the chest and the head up. And we're going to relax that head and gently come down to rest on the crown of the head. Feeling that beautiful heart opening in the upper chest. And breathe. One more breath. And on the next inhale, pressing into those elbows and forearms, straightening out the head and the back and gently coming down. And releasing the hands from under the buttocks. Bringing those knees into the chest. Rocking, releasing the back. So we open up this heart. We activate this prana vayu. We receive and fill up and vitalize the body with prana. And we're going to move now into our bridge. But first I'd like to move into two-legged table. So just taking a few breaths as you lift halfway and then coming down. We use the breath a few times again to activate that energizing principle. Just extending the inhale a little longer. Inhaling into 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just moving into this two-legged table. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4. We're going to increase it to inhaling to 8, exhaling to 6. Inhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more to the breath. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause for 2. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Using that breath and that pranayama to energize. And now we're going to inhale into our full bridge. So inhale, bringing the hips up. Coming into a back bend, using the extension, bringing the spine into extension, bringing those shoulders underneath, clasping the hands, watching that the knees don't flop apart, imagining you have a block between them, and breathe. Heart is open. One more breath in your bridge. Breathing into the belly. And on the exhale, you're going to release the hands, release the shoulders, and coming down from the upper thoracic to the lower. One vertebrae at a time. Nice little massage on the spinal column. Activate that Sushumna a little bit and protect that back. And once you're all the way down and even this tailbone has released, bring those knees into the chest. And we'll rock back and forth, release and relax. Beautiful job. A lot of back bends, a lot of heart opening, a lot of energizing, even though we're really just on the floor. But using the breath, using the poses, we can create the energetic that we want to create. So we're going to move into a nice knee down twist. Take that left leg out straight. Come up onto that left side just an inch. Bringing the right knee over to the left. Using that left hand to guide it over. Finding your stretch. Keeping both shoulder blades on the earth. Extending the right arm out. And turning your head to gaze out over the right fingertips. Nice deep twist. We're twisting in the cervicals, the thoracic, and the lumbar spine. Relax and breathe. One more breath here. And releasing that leg. Coming back to center. And we move to the other side. So we'll take the right leg straight out on the floor, coming up onto the right side an inch, taking the left leg over to the right, using that right hand to guide it over, keeping both shoulder blades on the earth, turning the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. And relax into the pose and all the beautiful sensations and breathe. Fully present in the body to all the sensations, enjoying them. Sacred embodiment. And one more breath here. And releasing. Coming back to center. Let me see what we have for time. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to move into our releases. So the knees are up, the feet are on the floor, and the back is resting on the earth. And we're just going to move into our hula now. Nothing lifts up. We're going to swivel those hips. So find those hip joints and we begin to swivel. And when you swivel, you'll find one hip joint is reaching down towards the heel, the other is reaching up towards the armpit. And then we'll switch positions. So now my right is coming up towards my armpit, my left is going down towards my heel. And I'm going to swivel again. My right's reaching down towards the heel, and my left is coming up towards the armpit. And feel a nice release in that lumbar low back area. Keeping the breath flowing as you move into your hula. Noticing sensations, finding your own pace. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center. We'll move now into hip pointers. So one buttock, I'm going to root my right buttock cheek into the earth and point, lift that left buttock and hip. It gives a nice little twist in the lower spine. So going one side at a time as you point those hips up towards the sky. Lifting that buttocks a little, just one buttocks at a time. Your other side is rooted into the earth. And sometimes after you do a few of these, sometimes people like to lift both hips up and point them one at a time. Finding the variation that works for you. Adding a little twist. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. Let's move into some cat-cow on the earth, supine, supta. You feel the back extend and arch off in your cow. We'll arch up off the mat, off the earth, and then in your cat, feeling that low back, that lumbar spine pressing into the earth in your flexion. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center. And we're going to walk these feet nice and wide, keeping the knees up to the wide edges of the mat and dropping one knee at a time in towards the center. Finding your own pace, enjoying the sensations, keeping the breath flowing. And coming back, finishing up where you're at and coming back to center. And let's bring those feet back together. Let's drop them over to one side or the other. And you can either windshield wiper your legs back and forth, or if you'd like, you can lift that top leg, allow it to come over. Maybe take a moment while you're fully open, and then the bottom leg follows. A couple of these double knee drop, keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to neutral. And let's bring the knees into the chest for a final release of the lower back as we move into our savasana pose, our relaxation. The legs down, maybe the feet and legs part a little bit, arms a little away from the body, and let everything go. No effort, surrendering into the earth, allowing all the systems in the body, the bones and the skeletal system relax and release, feeling those bones become heavier and reaching towards the earth. Inviting the muscular system to relax, to releasing any tension, any holding of tension in the body, letting it go. Feeling the body become heavier and sinking deeper into the earth. As you invite the whole physical body, the energy bodies, the entire being, all the layers and the koshas, all aspects of your being to relax deeply into a few moments of silent stillness as we integrate this practice. You can either continue in Savasana for a while, or you can begin to come back, taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, stretching out the arms and the legs. Coming fully back into this body, minds. Rolling over to one side or the other. Noticing all the shifts of the organs, the fluid, the energies. And coming up to a seated position. And as you come up to your seated position, whether it's Sukhasana, Hero, Lotus, finding the earth underneath you, supporting you, and scanning the body. Scanning the energy field, the prana, the aliveness. You may feel some tingling all around your body as we activated the energy systems, the breath, poses, opening the heart and activating prana, vayu, our backbends. And dive in even deeper into pratyahara. What do you feel inside? Can you feel the heart beating? Feeling yourself as a dynamic energy field. Deep belly breaths. And taking this last opportunity to revisit that intention, see yourself fully manifested, feel the emotions, and we will conclude this practice with a namaste prayer. Bringing the heart, hands in Anjali Mudra. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.